Hey everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one and only Lili Taylor.
Hi.
What's going on? How are
How you
you?
doing? I'm good.
I am good too. Let's just, let's just kick it off right away. I have your book here. Let's hold it up. Turning to
Oh,
Birds, the power and beauty of noticing. Here it is for everyone watching. You're a Hollywood actress. You're known for your acting. How did this book come about?
well, I love birds. I've loved them for a while, and I started to see how the listening is the main skill I use with acting, and I started to see how it was happening as when I was observing birds. The listening, the not imposing anything on the thing I'm observing, be it the character or the bird. Just let the friggin' bird and the character be what they are. And that's not easy.
That is not easy. I mean, you do talk in this book, that a lot of it originated out of, just needing to take a step back from acting and needing a moment of silence and to slow down, which I understand, but why birds? Like, why, when you wanted to slow down, like, what was it about birds in particular? Was it just noticing something like you just mentioned?
Well, I mean, during COVID, I don't know if you noticed, but did you notice some people got interested in birds
Yeah,
or
it was
no?
kind of having a moment, right?
Exactly. And I think one of the reasons is that they're really like they're around, like they're everywhere. There's a lot of different kinds. They make sound. Unlike like butterflies are quiet, I think. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard a butterfly make a sound. Maybe
No.
I'm wrong. But so like butterflies are quiet, insects are for the most part, some of them are quiet. And so it's almost like birds are kind of trees are quiet. So it's just kind of like it's a little bit easier. It's like right there. And then they open doors to other things.
Was it like, what was your first memory of, okay, this is an interesting bird, or like when you decided to write the book?
Well, I think it was more like when I heard a blue jay um calling quite aggressively and I wasn't like noticing it all or thinking about it or anything. It was just like bird background general noise, like muzak or something. And then all of a sudden I realized, wait, that's like a living thing that has something going on. Like, wait, what's happening here? Like there's something going on. And sure enough, then like I stopped and I observed and there was a hawk nearby. And but it was like all of a sudden it became a real bird to me, like not like just like a drawing or some general Disney kind of chirp chirp. I'm just a general thing. Like, yeah.
You talk in this book, you have so many locations. You talk about a flock on the top of the Empire State Building and birds in your own backyard and, a quail in New Mexico. Like, what was the period that this book took place? Like, was it during just 2020, when COVID hit? Like, what was the period? Like, what was this observation period? Like, how long did it last?
Oh, this was over the past probably 15, 20 years.
Wow.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And even one like was had happened like kind of during the writing. So yeah, and that's what's also nice is it's like they stay in the memory in a way. I think it's because sound and place, something I think like that thing, the memory palace.
Yeah.
That way of remembering. I don't know if you've heard of that concept, but like one of the ways to remember things is to put each thing like in a room, like for instance, a shopping list. Put the mayonnaise, you remember your house from childhood. You put the mayonnaise in the living room, and that's one of the many ways to try to remember things. And I think there's like an inherent map with birds because you're in a location. Anyways, I think the wiring, I think we respond to it just neurologically.
I think so too. Like I split my time between New York City and LA, but I also have a home in the Hamptons. So when I am in Sag Harbor, look, I'm in New York and LA, you don't hear, and you're not conscious of it. But then I wake up. It's the same job I do. Most of it's on Zoom. So I'm here in New York right now. But if I'm in the Hamptons, there is no difference in the stress of the job. But I wake up and I associate birds with being out
Mm,
there. And I'm
mm.
like, I am just calmer when I'm out there.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of studies. I mean, it's really being in any kind of natural setting. It's not just birds, but it's they've done studies, just like even 5 minutes of being out. It's just good for us. Not to get hippie-ish, but it's just good for us.
It is good for us. And you don't think it. And I'm so not hippie-ish. So when someone said this to me, I'm like, I don't know if I believe this, but I can tell you over the years, every time I arrive in Sag Harbor and just within 5 hours, I'm like a whole different person.
Yeah, and I'm not a hippie either. I'm not into that stuff, I'm into and but you know what? It makes sense. It's way past hippies. We're going back to the savannah when we first got to the planet, and it's in our DNA just being outside.
It is.
Yeah.
Did you find like through the process of writing this book, like did you kind of discover anything new about the world? I mean, you've been observing birds for, like you said, 10 years, like, but just in the process of writing the book.
Oh, like you mean, did I discover things through the birds' observations or through specifically writing the book or
Both.
anything?
Both.
Anything. Just
Yeah.
all, yeah, the whole thing. Yeah, a lot. I mean, that's the thing is if you do start to if you start to like if birds get into your consciousness, um, it can start to open up a lot of doors and keep opening. So, for instance, it's funny because like a journalist told me yesterday, because the chapter there's a chapter on chimney swifts, and chimney swifts, hence the first part of their name, they they nest in chimneys. That's where they raise their young, and that's where they all hang out when before they're about to migrate. And sometimes they can hang out in the thousands in these big chimneys. And because really a chimney is like it's like the side of a cliff. It's just very similar because chimney swifts can only like hang on; they can't perch. Anyway, um, chimney swifts are in trouble because their habitat, the chimney, is either they're being capped or they're being torn down, etc. And so the journalist had said she noticed the chimney across from her had just been capped, and she hadn't really thought about it before until she read the chapter on chimney swifts. And that's what starts to happen is you start to see because more things you see, the world has more meaning. And so all of a sudden, these things that were just like, oh, chimney over there, all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute. Oh, I see. There's something that has something to do with that chimney. And now that chimney is capped. And now that thing, where's that thing going to nest now if it was nesting in that chimney? That's what happens.
Interesting. So
Hmm.
true, though. You talk in this book about, about really like appreciating the smaller things in life and taking a step back from Hollywood. You think birds in nature, it is the furthest thing from Hollywood. Was this a conscious decision? Like, did you take a conscious decision to take a step away from Hollywood for a minute?
It was more just like just working project to project to project and just being exhausted. And all of us overwork. And especially now since COVID, it seems like people are really, well, just everything today is stressed out. I mean, we're in a friggin' time, as we all know. We're all like, whoa, this is a